The Liberal regime's gun control bill is set to become law here in Canada after passing in the Senate with a vote of 60 to 24. This is a piece of legislation that will permanently put handgun restrictions into place, increase penalties on firearm traffickers, as well as implement these new red flag restrictions.
Do you know what time it is?
It's time to get into it, and there is a lot of confusion around this specific bill, and the average Canadian doesn't understand it in its entirety. So I'm going to go through all of it with you right now from start to finish, so you're going to want to stay tuned into this one. So the first goal that they're trying to do is ban a specific category of firearms that fit this new category that they're calling assault style. So these guns are semi-automatics that use certain kinds of ammunition and are built to hold a magazine with at least 6 cartridges. However, this ban will only apply to firearms that are made after this law is passed. The law also introduced what's now called a red flag provision. This will allow people to raise concerns if they believe someone owning a gun might be a risk to themselves or to other people. These worries, as long as they're reasonable, can be taken to provincial courts for consideration. I'm sure you and I can both already see how this will be weaponized against the people. Another part of this legislation that I'm sure won't bother most gun users is tougher penalties for illegal gun activities like smuggling, trafficking. The maximum punishment currently is 10 years, and it's going to be being raised to 14 years. As of August 2022, they made it so you can no longer transfer handguns, and this bill will make that official permanently. An earlier version of this bill had some pushback as it had some pretty strict rules that could have included many firearms used for hunting. This caused a stir up amongst a couple of the political parties. I believe it was the Conservatives and the NDP members who opposed it. Even the Assembly of First Nations expressed concerns about how it might affect the rights of Indigenous people to hunt and use their firearms. So to address these worries, the government made some changes and introduced a new version. They also promised that a committee would review gun classifications, making sure that they wouldn't target firearms being used for hunting, so they say. The leader of the official opposition took to Twitter yesterday and stated, Trudeau's senators just passed the latest part of his plan to ban hunting rifles. He's going after trained and tested, law-abiding Canadians instead of gangs and gun smugglers. Common sense conservatives will stop the Liberal hunting rifle ban and go after the real criminals instead. Tracy Wilson, who is the Vice President of Public Relations at the Canadian Coalition for Firearm Rights, warned that the red flag provisions will put the onus on victims to go to court to flag problems instead of allowing law enforcement to do their job. She says that Canada's sports shooting sector will be harmed despite its long storied history of marksmanship and Olympic excellence on the world stage. Police officers would be made to attend the home of legal handgun owners upon their death and forcibly confiscate their property from their grieving widows and children without compensation. Well, I'd love to hear in the comments below how you feel about Bill C-21 coming into effect as actual law here in Canada. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.